You can have a gene that's a bad gene, but if it was truly the cause of the problems, you would have had the problem the day you were born. So you can have bad genes, but genes basically are the roadmap for the future. And those genes can be changed, which is significant. So I always tell people when I do gene analysis on them and I go through and I look at all their genetics, I say a gene basically, if you have a disease process, and let's just say it's cancer. If you have a sound dial, and the sound dial goes from 0 to 10, and 10 is when you have cancer. Well, you're born with the gene. It only turns up the sound dial to 2, 3. Maybe you're born with 2 genes, so we'll even give it 4 genes. You have four basically level of having cancer. You didn't have cancer when you were 5, you didn't have it when you're 10, you didn't have it when you're 20, you didn't have it when you're 30. All of a sudden, now something changed that you went from 4 to 10 and got cancer. That terrain started breaking down. That was where you started taking in toxins, you started taking in stress, your lymphatic system started breaking. Each one of those builds that up. The same thing happens with autoimmune disease. Yep, maybe mom had rheumatoid arthritis, maybe grandma had autoimmune thyroiditis, so you're up a little bit on that. Well, then you can throw in some stress. Yeah, we all have stress, but other people have more. Bad things happen. Maybe you're playing on Facebook too much. Then you're putting in, and I put in food here, and then I put in bad food, and I changed this a dozen times. I think food-like substances is a really good thing to put in here. Most of what you're eating now in the store is a food-like substance. If you're getting it out of a box, it's not food, it's a food-like substance. So we're putting junk in our bodies. Then you get an infection. Well, maybe then you get pregnant, or maybe you start building up toxins, and all of a sudden you hit this line. So you went from 0 to 10. And now when you went from 0 to 10, now all of a sudden this autoimmune disease starts occurring. Most individuals just think, well, I will go out and I'll clean up my diet and I'll be okay. Or, hey, I'm going to go out and take Skyrizi or whatever the latest drug is and I'm going to be okay. Well, maybe you need the drug. But the interesting thing is, to get rid of the symptoms, to get rid of all the problems, if you're at 10 and the autoimmune disease has already happened, it's not like you can back it down to 9 and it goes away. You have to back down below that threshold. So this is kind of representing that hey, all these things occurred and you got up to 10 and autoimmune disease happened. Unfortunately, you have to do a lot of work to get it back down.